Happy Thursday, one of the best nights of the week, the right side of hump day, that day during high school where you realized you just had to get one more day until Friday. And then in college, Thursday night, I mean, you had that circled on the calendar every single week. But for all you people, you guys feel like college kids again because you've had a winning Monday, a huge Tuesday, and another winning Wednesday. And if you somehow didn't win on Wednesday, you have to look in the mirror, put on your Captain Hook attire, and realize, oh, I get it.
I am a pirate. I'm an excellent pirate.
I'm just a pirate who parlays everything together. We had the Tampa Bay Lightning. Did you guys take notes? How'd they look after a shutout? 3-0 into the third period. I was scared to take the under, but after a shutout, I always like taking an under. Yes, those two teams did scare me. Anytime you put the Lightning and Penguins together, you can kind of get some crazy games. But I always knew after a team has a shutout, that very next night that very next game is a great time to take the under and that team. And we saw just that. 3-0 lead by the Lightning in the third period. That win was as easy as you get. Did you write those down?
Pirates.
Next game, the home and home between two teams. The better team lost the first one. It's unlikely they were going to let themselves lose the second one. And I know the YouTube commenters, they get so excited if I give a team and they're down 2 goals. And then the look of sheer disappointment when they go to bed, they brush their teeth. Hopefully, I don't even want to give them that much credit. But then they look in the mirror and they go, I'm just a YouTube commenter. I don't know anything. Like, I thought that the background of Andy's set was virtual. There's no way that's real. There's no way this guy could actually make that. So I have to tell myself, no, it's definitely virtual because I couldn't do something like that. So God forbid somebody else can. Here's what I have to say to you. It's a crazy virtual world back here, huh? How about this? Now, just to set things straight, winning Wednesday, I built a set. You never had your car. So let's go on to Thursday, where it is a big slate. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, usually the big slates in the NHL. Are we going to find some ruckus? There's always ruckus potential when you got a couple of these matchups. And I know as you look, if there are any Canadians watching, and Lord knows it's one of the funniest things in the world that a guy from northern Winnipeg goes to a cannoli eater born on the outskirts of New York City for his local hockey bets. But if you are a Canadian, preferably from the Ontario province, you know what we got going on tonight. You know there has been ruckus circulating in that matchup nearly every time these two teams play. I would like to start there, but I'm not. I'm going to talk about a team who played last night, the Dallas Stars, where I was scared to pick a team in that game. I was scared to pick a over or under. And look what happened. We had a 5-4 game, which could have gone either way. Panthers played very well. Dallas almost came back. I would have been sweating no matter what I had in that game. So in my opinion, that was a relatively good stay away. I have told you in the past that if a team has a game, then they have to travel. Give me that home team no matter what. But just like, you know, how there are exceptions with the language, okay? Go spell baloney. Does it sound like baloney after you read it phonetically? No, but sometimes you got to memorize some of the rules. I before E, except, yeah, of course, there's a little asterisk. And my asterisk is when you're going to play those godforsaken Capitals. Now, interestingly enough, the Dallas Stars, they don't present that type of lineup that I talked about that's going to give the Washington Capitals all sorts of trouble. I mean, they are mostly a veteran lineup. Yes, everybody knows about Hintz and Robertson, although you might be able to skate faster than Robertson. And yes, there's Heiskanen on the back end, but for the majority, that is a veteran-laden roster. You still have guys like Ben, Sagan, and Pavelski, and Duchesne. A lot of older guys, so it's not like this is a team like what you saw Ottawa do to the Rangers the other night, where the speed and skill is going to be able to come at them in waves, and that's truly what gives them trouble. So you got that veteran team who played last night in a tough game against Florida, traveling to Washington. You guys know how I feel against Washington. They got embarrassed last game. They may have slight motivation. What I'm doing, you know what I'm doing. I'm going under 6.5. These are two of my under teams. We will see what happens, but Washington, I don't have to restate my case 50 times. I will definitely not get mad at you if you want to take Dallas, but Dallas, we're getting that backup goalie treatment, second game in 2 nights. Typically, I like to stay away from that. But if I had to pick a team, I would pick Dallas. I'm going to, don't you know, bump it up to 6.5. I'm going to go under 6.5 in this game between those two teams. And next up, we're going to go to a team who they've made you sweat a little bit. As I told somebody on Tuesday who tried to come at me early on Twitter, like one of those gargoyles who celebrates when a team who I gave you goes down early, gotta love the Red. You get the notifications when the team's down, but when the LA Kings win in overtime, well, it's the same crickets from the YouTube commenters who coincidentally, yes, never had their car. So I'm going back to the Kings. I don't think it's likely. First game on the road trip, okay, you went down 3-0, but you had plenty of energy because you played one game in like 6 days. You came back, you won that one. You're not going to repeat those mistakes early in the game. You're going to be ready to play. I'm going to take the LA Kings, who, because they're on the road once again, the price isn't that disastrous. Wash, rinse, repeat. People love saying that when you win. Hey, wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah, it's called we'd never be doing it again if it was that easy. But I like the Kings in this one. Great opportunity once again to take that Caesars same game parlay where we can take Kopitar, Kempe, Doughty, the 3 guys who connected on that overtime goal. Any one of those you combine with the Kings win, that should get you them at plus money. Once again, worked out for us last game, worked out on Sunday against the Avalanche, and I'm thinking it's going to work once again against the Canadiens, who, let's just say, are not known for their defense. I'm picking the LA Kings, who, you know, every time the Vegas Golden Knights win, they see it. Every time the Kings win, the Vegas Golden Knights see it. They know they're going to be fighting with each other for tops in that division. The same way you saw it, you saw Vegas dogfight with Edmonton all the way to the end last year. I'm going with LA and any one of those guys, Kempe, Kopitar, Doughty, to register a point to get them at plus money. And you can do that on Caesars. If you haven't taken advantage of it, just do it. First bet, it's going to be risk-free up to $1,000. You got to be a new user on Caesars and located in a state or province like Ontario, where we're going to be talking about that game in a second. And sports betting is permitted and obviously have Caesars. But if you or anybody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. I guess we should look at that game then, huh? The Battle of Ontario. I always prefer going with the Senators at plus 1.5. in that matchup. If this was in Toronto, I don't know, but I don't need Odd Shopper Premium to tell me that this one has ruckus potential, because it didn't tell me that. It told me something that you guys would never want to hear. I'll tell you if you want. I will tell you if you want, but you're not going to be thrilled what Odd Shopper Premium has for you today. But in that Battle of Ontario, I always think it's a good opportunity to slap a point from 2 players, 1 from each team, and go over. You know the Senators can engage in ruckus games with many. I mean, the other night we got paid off on the Rangers-Senators over, and I expect to see something relatively similar between these two teams. It's one that we're always worried about Toronto mailing games in. The beautiful thing about when they play a rivalry game, at least we know they're showing up for a portion of it. It's hard to mail in rivalry games, even if you play for that quote-unquote country club type of team like the Toronto Maple Leafs have been labeled. So let's go with that over 6.5, and let's slap a point from a guy on each team. How about we go with the oldies? How about we go a little Tavares and Giroux over 6.5, and maybe I'll do a little side slice adding in the Ottawa Senators at plus 1.5. Now remember, you can think for yourself. You do have a brain.
This is your brain. This is your brain.
Without sniffs.
Questions?
Any of the main pieces. You can go check the line combos. If I give you Giroux, yes, you can obviously take Stützle. You can take Brady Tkachuk like we did last game. Anybody on that top power play, if you happen to like more than me, if you like the core of my bet, but you don't like the players, missed on Draisaitl and Burns yesterday. But if you felt like Hyman was the guy, you know, you can go your own way. sniff your own way. Over 6.5 in that battle of Ontario. There's an over. How about we go under in one that you're probably not expecting? But I've told you many times when there are storms meeting each other. Well, the other night I educated you about that Winnipeg Jets storm that's been brewing up, the understorm. Interestingly enough, a side storm, and you wouldn't expect this, I guess a side blizzard in Colorado, where they aren't able to kind of blitzkrieg some of these teams like we would expect from them simply because of lack of personnel. They lost Makar, which you know about. They haven't been playing with Lehkonen. They lost Bo Byram in the last game. Sam Girard is, on an extended rehab or something like that. So you're looking at Taves, a patchwork defense group. They had to split up McKinnon and Rantanen. There aren't a lot of options there. So when you get those Jets who are dealing with their under issues, and then what we've seen from the Avalanche these last couple of games, I mean, they scored 3 last, but that was it, and they had to hold. It was a 3-2 win over the Ducks. A loaded Avalanche is tacking on a few more than 3. So I'm going with under 6.5 in an Avalanche Jets game. Yes, you can take it the other way. Sure, go ahead. You want to do it? Go ahead. Let's see how that one works out for you. I'm going to go under 6.5 in the Colorado Avalanche game. And Odd Shopper Premium, it puts a smile on my face. This isn't coming from my mouth. So they've done you right every single night this week. Think about it. They gave you the over in the Rangers game and the Buffalo game on Tuesday. They gave you the over in that Edmonton game last night. And then on Monday, they gave you one that hit as well. They've hit. Odd Shopper Premium has hit every single day for you guys, even whether you attach my player point props or not. You know what I saw up there? -1.5 New York Islanders on the road after blowing a 3-goal third period lead to the San Jose Sharks, who had one road win all season long. Odd Shopper Premium. But you guys got to understand, I have the same feeling as you. They don't have emotions at Area 51, okay? They're reverse engineering alien technologies, and they're giving you the best bets. They're saying that's one of the top bets. So if you trusted them, they did right by you. As an Isles fan, I have somewhat of a biased opinion. They haven't scored an empty netter in years. So they're going to have to win straight up by 2. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm going to be enjoying that. All right, Premium. All right, Optimus Premium. Let's see how it goes. But that's what they like in that one. Pretty wild, if you ask me. I'm looking forward to see how it turns out. Hopefully they're right, and the Isles can snag a couple 2 points, because despite all these blown leads, they have 1 regulation loss in 10 games. 1 true loss in 10 games. It feels like they've lost 10 out of 10. So New York Islanders -1.5. And then lastly, the utter disrespect the Arizona Coyotes are being shown. They're on as good of a win streak as you can be on. They're slapping cup champion after cup champion after cup champion. I don't know if you guys saw that graphic, but they've beaten the Lightning, the Knights, the Avalanche. They stomped the Caps, and they're getting another home game, and the Flyers are going in there. I don't know, but they're still giving us like -110, -115. When teams are hot, I don't care if you're the last place team. Once or twice a year, you go on a run. We saw it from Anaheim earlier this year. Remember that when they ripped like 5 or 6 in a row? Yes, Anaheim is the Anaheim we all thought they were. But Arizona on this homestand is just playing as well as you can hope for. They got the Flyers going in there, who are a very beatable team. They're playing admirably. And Tortorella, you'd expect that from their team. Let's see if they can win this one, but I'm going Arizona. They served you well against the Caps, gave you a nice, easy win to start your week. I'm going to look for that to continue. Give me the Arizona Coyotes at home against the Philadelphia Flyers. And that is what I have for you on a Thursday. This is as good as a week could start. Very happy to see that those second quarter earnings are trending directly upward. I will be back with you guys tomorrow. You make sure you subscribe to the Odd Shopper channel here. You do those couple of favors for me, especially as long as I'm winning for you. Go follow me on social media. I can communicate any sort of additional things that I may have forgot. follow my YouTube page because I got an episode of Picking Corners coming out tomorrow night where I can just kind of talk about the slate that we're going to have over the weekend and just some more sniff theory, just like here about the back-to-backs and the goalie coming after a shutout. I try to bring new ones out every week that I haven't been able to get out to you guys, so you can do you some learning, because I appreciate it and I like it when some of the people, you say you do it on your own. You're able to do this kind of stuff without me. And even if a bet loses, I was reading yesterday, you're like, it's the premise that's right many times. Like the Kings-Caps game, whoever watched that, they're not stupid. They know if that played out 12 other times, the Kings are winning like 10 of them. So absorb, enjoy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.